Hi, my name is Mary, and these are my four main points against standardized testing. SOL testing is mostly to evaluate how successful teachers are in preparing their students for tests and as well as SOL tests. When a certain amount of students don't pass the SOL test, that shows a great reflection on how well the teacher actually taught his or her students and how well prepared they were for the actual test. My second point is that a test grade doesn't define how intelligent students really are. Now, a article that I found to support this is a 2001 study published by Brookings Institution found that 50 to 80% of year-over-year score improvements are temporary and caused by fluctuations and had nothing to do with the long-term changes in learning. My third point in why I'm against standardized testing is that it causes severe stress in younger students. According to the education research by Gregory J. Kites, anecdotes about illustrating how teaching produces gripping anxiety even in the brightest students and makes younger students vomit, cry, or both, or worse. On March 14, 2002, Sukramer B. reported that tested-related jitters causing among young students are so common that the standard 9 exam comes with institutions on what to do with the test booklet in case a student vomits on it. And also, I believe that the stress also causes the students to fail. When a student goes into a test and doesn't feel prepared, they end up failing it. And I've actually had a lot of personal experience with this. I have very, very bad test anxiety, and I have gone into a test feeling like I was going to fail it, and I did, and it made me feel like I wasn't prepared, like I didn't know the material when I did. I blanked on a test. So I have a lot of personal experience with that. Another standpoint I have on this against it is standardized testing are unfair and discriminates against the non-English speakers as well as students with disabilities. Now, an article I found to support this was an English language learners take tests in English before they have mastered the language. Special education students take the same test as other children, receiving few of the accommodations usually provided to them as proof that their individually education plans. So I am personally very against standardized testing. I always have been, especially in high school and even now in college. I feel as though when I take a test and I don't do well, it makes either the professor or my fellow students think that I don't know the material when I do. And I mean, I do very, very well on projects and essays, and that's where I show that I know the material, and that's where I show how intelligent I am. But I believe when you give a student a test and you make them take a test for an hour and they don't do well, and that doesn't show what they know. That just shows, that they weren't prepared enough. And yeah, so this is where I stand on standardized testing. I'm very against it, and I believe that we could put better placements for standardized testing for those like myself who cannot take a test and be successful.